IIHM, popularly known as the International Institute of Hotel Management, is one of the largest private hospitality institutes that imparts world-class education and can firmly pride itself for being one of the most foremost academic institutions of the country that offer globally recognized international degrees in hotel management. The hugely popular events that they host IIHM International Young Chef Olympiad.
As the last dish is plated, they can only wait till the evening for the verdict to be pronounced.
Malaysia!
IIHM as an institute has always been able to define its core objectives clearly over the years. It is an institution that has always worked towards causes that give back to the society. IIHM proudly and aptly calls them food soldiers, a dynamic group of students working tirelessly to ensure a hunger-free world.
Hotel management. Hotel plus management. At IIHM, the education is like doing a BBA plus hospitality. Because at IIHM, we train our students to become global business hospitality managers. In one hand, they are full of knowledge in hospitality, charismatic, and they have got the study skills of very hardcore management subjects like finance, strategic HR, global marketing, and a whole range of the management inputs.
IIHM.
For a great hospitality career, call 98310 50,000.
Namaste. Hello everyone. My name is Iris Rubello, and I'd like to welcome you to the wonderful world of IIHM. I'm speaking to you from the studios of our beautiful Iihm Goa campus. We are one among the many centers across India. IIHM is present in 8 cities across India, in Goa, Delhi, Kolkata, Pune, Bangalore, Hyderabad, Ahmedabad, and Jaipur, and abroad as well. We have centers in Bangkok and Samarkand. During this 1-hour session with us, our team at Iihm Goa will take you on a virtual tour and show you our beautiful campus and also explain to you in depth about the study methods that we have in each department. So without much ado, let me introduce you to our dynamic director, Mr. Sameer Mehta, who will take this seminar forward.
Good evening, hello, and welcome to IIHM's Careers in Hospitality seminar. Today, we are absolutely live from one of the most beautiful campuses of hospitality management across the country of India today, and that is from ladies and gentlemen, and it is such a wonderful day to be live from Goa, one of the most beautiful centers of hospitality that exist currently. It is always wonderful to have students watching what hospitality means, particularly in Goa. And it is my humble pleasure. My name is Sameer Mehta. I'm the director of IIHM Goa, and we are going to talk about some of the most beautiful, some of the most exciting, challenging, and of course, monetarily some of the most beneficial as we get along. I would like to go live with some presentation that I have made for you. Just give me a second as I switch the presentation on. While I'm talking about the presentation, here's something special for all of you. IIHM is one of the most socially recognized centers of education in India today. On Facebook alone, we have over 3.4 million likes, and that itself gives us an edge over getting our students some of the best exposure in the world. As we get along talking about it, let me also give you a brief about IIHM Goa. IIHM Goa alone has about 46,000 people. Yeah, that's right. 46,000 people who are following us on Facebook alone. With that kind of information, with that kind of exposure, our students automatically become a part of the world's largest hotel management social network. And that is the reason why we are live virtually and we are talking about careers in hospitality and how hospitality progresses from being just another job to being one of the most lucrative jobs available in the market or employment market out there in the world today. That's what we are going to talk about, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Careers in Hospitality seminar by Iihm Goa. Let me give you a brief about Iihm Goa, because Iihm also, because it's very important for you to note what kind of institution would you choose to decide to study in as you choose to join hospitality. Iihm currently has 8 centers within the country and 2 centers internationally where we teach hospitality to our students. But not to delve too deep into it, because just to give you an idea, every year we teach about 9,000 students about hospitality. That's what makes us one of the better schools to understand or identify the need of hospitality in the industry today. And that is why it also gives us a very good opportunity to explain to you how hospitality can become a very important career. Think about it from your perspective. One, the exposure value that you get from your college needs to be huge when you join hospitality, because your entire business is actually the people business. You are in the business of interacting with people. Even if you're very good at becoming a chef, if you want to join food production or culinary arts or food and beverage management, or you want to go into front office, or you want to go into accommodation operations, everywhere what hospitality technically holds true is that you are in people business, which is why it is important for you to have ample amount of exposure to real life hospitality, to real time hospitality, and of course the ability to interact with people. How do we ensure that? We ensure that because we have a lot of events that go on across all campuses in all IIHMs. When you choose to study hospitality, I'll not say if you choose to study hospitality, when you choose to study hospitality, you need to understand that you need to identify a college which can provide you with 3 major things. The first one is the kind of exposure that hospitality life actually gives you. If a college can give you the same exposure, then that college stands to give you a better chance of getting the right career in hospitality than the others. Right? So how do we do it at IIHM? Let me tell you. We organize some of the most luxurious and some of the largest food festivals in the country, in whichever city we are existent. Let me talk about Goa, because I'm more aware of the facts about Goa. We proudly host the largest food festival in South Goa every year. And it is not done by IIHM as in the team of IIHM, it is done by the students of IIHM. Right? The students of IIHM get about setting up this entire event almost 3 months in advance. They identify the venue, they identify the menu, they decide how the menu is going to be costed. When they set up the menu, they will have to identify whether the ingredients are available in the local market or will they have to procure it from outside. And if you're procuring it from outside, how much would it cost? How much would it cost in the local market? Can they get some kind of a sponsorship for some of the ingredients? Because if they do, their cost goes down. Right? Simultaneously, they have to price the ticket at which they are going to sell the tickets for the food festival. When they price these tickets, automatically they get into the ability to have a business sense. Because if you are creating, let's say, an event with 50 different dishes, you are not going to charge it at 100 rupees. You will have to charge it based upon the kind of food, the kind of beverage, the kind of entertainment that you've organized for the event. And automatically my students price that particular event, they price the tickets. Once the pricing is done, they need to give me a budget. We are looking at X value, which we need to put in as the cost. We are going to get Y as returns. If Y is greater than X, fantastic, we are all happy. But if X is greater than Y, which means if my costs are higher than the projected sales, then I send them back to the study table. I send them back and I tell them that you need to rework. Something is wrong here, because every business in the end is aimed at money. So how do my students actually get around to that fact? They earn profits, they show us the profits on paper. And after the event is done, which by default, my students end up doing fantastic events. But after the event is done, my students have to sit back. They need to tell me, they need to make a proper profit and loss statement. And they come back to me and show me, sir, look, this was the cost. This is what we have earned from the event now. And this is the profit that we have been able to generate. That is how we teach hospitality. So when you learn hospitality, you're not just learning the craft of hospitality. It's not just learning the operations of hospitality. What is important is you need to learn the business of hospitality. You need to learn the commerce of hospitality. You need to understand how, when you run a business, would you end up making money by doing hospitality. And hospitality, mark my words, is one of the biggest industries where you can venture into as a startup. Big industry for a startup. A lot of people decide to enter the field of hospitality because they know that this is an industry which gives returns over a prolonged period of time. It's not just about making money in 1 year, it's about making money for the rest of your life, because every investment in hospitality business is a capital investment and you keep getting returns over a long period of time. And that is what we try to teach our students here, how to make that right decision. And then when you start deciphering your career, you can choose to decide whether you want to become an employer or you want to become an employee. Even that decision, the college should be able to help you with. Oh, that's enough about the food festival part of it. But of course, also remember that this is a marked assignment and my students actually get marks for this. So the more money you make, the better service you do, the more hospitable you are, the better you score, the more you become a distinction card of the year student, right? So that defines a college. That defines how the college is going to become or going to make you a true hospitality professional. So what exactly would hospitality education entail? What exactly would it include? One, first and foremost, as Dr. Bose also mentioned in the beginning, hospitality management comprises of hotel management comprises of two words, right? Hotel plus management. But you need to learn management part as importantly as you learn the hotel part of any kind of operations in hospitality industry. So management forms a major chunk of education that should happen in a hospitality management course. So check out if that particular college is able to give you knowledge about any management field. Some general fundamentals, basics like finance, like human resources, like marketing, sales and marketing, particularly now the upcoming thread is digital marketing. The principles and practices of management, which is a very basic subject for all management courses. Now, these are the courses which the college should teach you in the beginning so that you are able to understand how to get things done. There are two different things that you need to learn when you are doing hotel management. One is doing the things yourself, and two is getting these things done by somebody else. Right? That's when you become a hospitality management professional. Management is a very important part of that term. Okay. The second subject, which we are going to discuss in much more detail as I'll take you around the campus with a lot of my colleagues, is called front office. Front office is the department that deals with mostly with a direct communication with the guests, to do with room sales, to do with pricing strategies of different hotels, and all of that is done under front office. But most importantly, the first thing that I mentioned, the communication that you have with the guest. Like I mentioned, you need to study marketing. Today, everything is marketing. You cannot be in a field and say that you will not be in marketing. I mean, come on, look at it. Even if you work or you would have worked in IT, you would still have had to sell first yourself to the company so that the company hires you in the beginning. And then later you would have had to sell your IT product to your clients. Doesn't matter if you are the back end, doesn't matter if you are at the product development stage and not in sales. But in the end, when you interact with the guest, you do that with the idea of selling your product to the guest, right? So marketing plays a very important role across all industries today. And that goes for the hospitality industry also. But this is what makes hospitality management students something better, or someone better than the rest of the world. Because we are in the business of people. So your college will definitely teach you about interacting with people. Your college will teach you about how you go and make your guests the most comfortable and the happiest people on the planet. Then marketing becomes a very easy aspect for hospitality students. That is one of the reasons why a lot of retail companies today are looking at hospitality graduates, because they are so good with talking to people. They are so good at making people comfortable, and they're so good at making people happy. And remember, a happy guest always means better purchases. You can write that down as Mehta's golden rule of sale, that if your guest is happy, he will always end up making better purchases. So marketing is definitely an important aspect of hospitality. Finance. Not saying that you have to know each and every tidbit of finance, but you need to understand what is profit. You need to understand if you're making a loss. You need to be able to read a balance sheet and know whether you're going in the right direction or you're going in the wrong direction. And that understanding your college should definitely give you. Your college should be able to teach you how to read a graph. Because if your graph is going down and you're unable to read it, God bless you. And if your graph is going up, you need to understand how to pull it or stretch it further. So finance is a very, very important aspect of hospitality as well. Housekeeping or accommodation operations is another core subject that is taught across all hospitality management schools. This is the department that deals with the cleanliness, the hygiene, which are playing very important role today in the post-pandemic era. Cleanliness, hygiene, and yet beautification of the entire space that you utilize. That is the department called the housekeeping or the accommodation operations department. And finally, the food and beverage department, the department that deals with production of food and beverage and also with the sale of food and beverage. These are the departments that every hospitality management college should be able to teach you. And these are the departments which, regardless of which specialization you choose, which career orientation you go to, you will always be aware of as a hospitality graduate. Excuse me. So it is important for you to learn all of this. Now, where do you learn all of this? Definitely you learn all of this at the college. But remember what I told you before? You need to have experience of hospitality in real life and in real time. So every hospitality course should send you out for an industrial training. At IIHM, again taking an example, we send our students out for industrial training to some of the biggest hotel names domestically and internationally. Our students go to the Middle East, our students go to the North Americas, our students go to Europe to complete this tenure of industrial training. And when they train in the hotel, I mean, they're really going in a live functioning hotel like the ITC, like the Oberoi, like the Taj, like the Hyatts, like all the Marriott brands, like the Accors of the world, right? They go to all these different hotels and they learn how that hotel is functioning. And it's not just about learning one department and coming back. No, for the 6-month period that they're outside of the college, they are going into each and every department, studying that department, learning about how that department actually operates, knowing what housekeeping does actually during the day, knowing what front office actually does during the day, and what is a night audit at night, knowing what an F&B person has to go through when he's actually in the restaurant, when he's in the in-room dining department, when he's in the banqueting department. Similarly, how does a food production chef work when he is being told to mass produce a certain dish, or when he's asked for that same dish but a single portion or a single plate order? So how these things differ, and all of this they learn from their industrial training. And in the industrial training, the better the brand, the better chances you have of gaining more knowledge, because big brands have training managers whose responsibility is to ensure that you get the best training from this particular hotel. And you know what is the benefit of this? When you train at some of the bigger brands, one, you can always showcase that on your CV, that you trained with the biggest brands in the world. Also, these brands keep a history of all the trainees that have trained with them. And when they go for recruitment, if you've trained under that brand, they give you that benefit of doubt because you have already imbibed the work culture of that particular brand. Isn't it great? Doesn't that make your selection into some of the biggest brands such an easy affair? You can actually train with them, and after their training, you get an upper hand when they finally go for campus placements or they go for any kind of recruitment drive further. So our students, these are photographs of some of our students who have trained abroad, which obviously makes their life much more interesting, much more challenging, mind you, but with the challenge comes the fun factor of life. And that's how some of our students train. That is why we are considered one of the world's best hotel schools, right? We have been named as one of the best education hospitality. We are named as the best hospitality education brand by Economic Times for 4 years consistently in a row. That means consecutively, if we've been named as 4 times as the best education brand, we need to do something right. We are already doing something great, and we keep pushing that to the next level. So remember what I told you, right? The first thing that a hospitality college should be able to give you is the exposure, the real-time exposure, the real-life exposure to hospitality. As we get along, I'll keep telling you what are the other 2 areas which you should focus on when you search for a good hospitality management college, and how do you develop your career from that college into hospitality. A very important aspect of any education or academic institution is the kind of recognition that it gets. The recognition makes it more susceptible to greater research in that field. And it's not just about the research, it is also about, again, the exposure the students get because of the kind of work that the institute is doing. In IIHM, IIHM has been named by Forbes as a great place to study. And as you can see on the screen, this is one of the articles in Forbes which has been written about IIHM. And if you don't know what Forbes is an international magazine which ranks, right? So it ranks different individuals, it ranks different institutions, different organizations, different industries. And Forbes is the magazine that has named IIHM as a great place to study, which begs the question, why us? What makes us different from the rest of them? Well, remember, real-time exposure I've already told you about. Now let me come to the second part which I was talking to you, which was talking about the research. When I say research, I'm not just talking about how we develop the idea of the industry as a whole, right? But also what are we doing to help the industry? What does the college actually do to ensure that the industry develops further? Here's one of the examples that IIHM did. We have just elected about 150 people across the world as fellows of IIHM. These people are leaders of hospitality, not just in India, also abroad. The photographs that you're seeing are some of the people who have been selected or elected as fellows of IIHM. And okay, let me just pick off a few names off the hat. The first person that you see is Miss Anita Mendiratha. She is the secretary to United Nations World Tourism Organization. And she is a person who actually makes a difference in the world of tourism, right? And she is a fellow of IIHM. One of the people that you see right there is Ms. Priya Paul, who is the chairperson of APJ Surendra Deepak Hotels, one of the largest luxurious boutique hotel chains of the country. Right? You see the area vice president of the Hyatt Hotels, that's Mr. Jacques Leroux. Right? You see Divan Gautamanan, who is an epitome of hospitality unto himself. So these are the people who have become elected as fellows of IIHM. And you know what they do? Their job is to come together. Their job is to identify how to take the entire industry forward. It's not just about taking the college forward. It's about taking, how do you take the industry forward? Another name right there, one of the youngsters there is Mr. Ritesh Agarwal, the person who leads Oyo Rooms, right? You've heard of Oyo Rooms, right? It is the third largest hotel chain in terms of room inventory in the world. And that gentleman leads it. And he is elected as a fellow of IIHM. And these people get together and they discuss how to improve hospitality. How to improve hospitality across the globe. These are the people, and they talk about, and when they talk about this, who's the audience? Who are the people who are actually getting the benefit of the minds of the greats in hospitality in the world today? The students of IIHM. And that's how having a good research team, doing this kind of research, developing the industry as a whole, always makes an impact on the students who are learning from that institution. And that's how our students benefit. That's one of the reasons why Forbes also considers us as a great place to study, as you can see right there. I'll give you another example of the kind of research that we do. This is very recent, as you can see, the date is right there. US Soy Export Council, that is USSEC, wanted to expand the idea or research or experiment with the idea of soy in India. Now in India, the concern is we have a lot of vegetarian food available, right? And soy has not yet been considered a very prominent food item. However, soy is also one of the biggest sources of protein in vegetarian diet. So they wanted to research as to what kind of dishes can be prepared by soy in India, which can become commercially viable. So whom do they come to? They came to IIHM. And we conducted a competition for IIHM students, and we told them, okay, your job is to make recipes. And boy, oh boy, what kind of recipes came out from the USSEC IIHM competition, culinary competition with soy, basically. And our students nailed it. They made some of the best recipes that I have ever seen with soybean. And all of these are innovative recipes. All of these are creative recipes. They don't exist earlier. They did not exist before our students made them. Now, this is the kind of exposure a hospitality student should get. Because when they get this kind of exposure, they are able to project themselves out to the world of hospitality as somebody special, as somebody who has done something great with his or her tenure in education. And that's a research project. As we speak, IIHM sends a batch of their students for an international wine tour, where we send our students to vineyards in the wine capitals of the world. Could be Spain, could be Italy, could be France. Right? So we send our students there. It's an all expenses paid trip, and our students go and learn the process of not just wine making, wine selling, what are the different kinds of wines, how are the wines different. Learning that from the place where wines are born makes a lot of difference. Similarly, one set of our students go for a culinary tour. Then they go to, let's say they go to France, right? And they learn about the French food. They learn about the different varieties of cheeses right there in France, where cheese is very famous, very prominent. That's how our students learn. There is something called Erasmus. Erasmus is a project. It's been started by the European Union, and the first Indian institute to be selected for Erasmus is IIHM. Right? So the idea is to research and develop how sustainability can become an important part of not just hospitality, but also of daily life. I still remember one of the projects our student had gone for. They were trying to find out if they can grow crops in those extreme northern regions of the world where people do not get natural sunlight in the amount of sunlight that you see in India, actually. I mean, these are countries which do not have sunlight for 6 months straight. So can you actually grow crops there? Can you have artificial lighting which can help in growing crops? Now, this research was being conducted by the students of IIHM at one point of time. This is what I'm getting to. So remember, not just real life and real time exposure to the idea of hospitality, to the business of hospitality, but also how do you develop hospitality business? How do you develop the industry? How are you helping the industry? And overall, how are you helping the society? That is the second point that makes a college of choice, and as Forbes would say, a great place to study. The third and the most important reason why you should choose a college is the kind of placements the college is able to provide. Remember, I spoke to you about industrial training. Industrial training, of course, plays a very important role. But as we proceed on with the industrial training, finally, where you get placed, where you get a job is more important. And when you get a job, what kind of brand are you going to work for? What is the first job that you get? Are you going to start off with a small time hotel? Are you going to start off with a major brand? And it's not just about having a small time hotel, but also identifying where your career path goes from there. For example, if I join Airbnb or I join Oyo Rooms, my career path is fixed. I know exactly what my career progression is going to look like. If I join an Accord, I know what my career progression is looking like. If I join an IHG or a Taj or an Oberoi or an ITC, I know where my career is going towards. And that is what makes a college so good. If your college is able to provide you with placements like these that you can see on the screen, these are the biggest brands of hospitality enterprises across the globe. If your college can actually get you placements like these, then you're definitely looking at the right campus. You're looking at the right college. Enough talk about college, but now let me proceed on and show you what an actual hospitality enterprise and a hospitality college looks like. At Goa, we are situated over 20 acres of land. And we are associated with a live resort called the IndiSmart Woodburn Resort. And I will slowly and steadily take you along with the members of my faculty who teach these subjects here. We will show you the campus, and simultaneously we will each discuss what are the areas that you can specialize in, what are the areas that you can look at as career progression beyond just the hotels and into the field of hospitality. To start off, the first department that I had also discussed at that time was front office. To discuss more about front office, we have with us Ms. Nupur Bhaumik, who's standing in my front office lab, and I can see her standing there. Hi, Nupur, over to you.
Front office. Front office is nerve center of the hotel. The experience of guest begins with front office, and experience of the guest ends with front office. Namaste, my name is Nupur Mohammed and I'm Senior Lecturer of Front Office. Now, when we talk about front office, we just think about reception, correct? But all the 4 departments in hotel are categorized as revenue generating department and non-revenue generating department. Front of the house, back of the house. Now, front office is a part of front of the house revenue generating department. Now, what do we study in front office? We have 3 years. First year, second year, third year. Now, when we begin in first year, we start with basic. We start with the basic. Now, what is basic? Like, what are the different types of hotel? What are different classification? Which organization gives star categorization? Then, the basic also include operations of the hotel, how to take reservation, how to take registration, how to take departure or checkout. Okay. Along with that, you will learn what are the different types of rates which are given to the guests, what are the different types of food plan which are given. So all the basic and something which is to do with the operation, you will learn in first year. Now, when you will move on to the second year, you will learn more of accounting. Now, what will I learn of accounting? There are 2 accounting in a hotel. One is hotel accounting and one is front office accounting. Now, front office accounting is totally different from hotel accounting. Okay, here we deal with guest account. And who are the guests? The guests who are staying in a hotel. So now in second year, you will learn everything to do with accounting. Then you will learn how to do night audit, again to do with accounting. You will learn what are the different types of vouchers which is used in front desk. You will learn you have learned basic in first year. You have learned about accounting in second year. Now in third year, when you will move on to third year, you will learn managerial skills. Now, what do you mean by managerial skills? You will learn how do you plan your front office activity. Once it is planned, how do you evaluate your front office activity? After that, there is something which is ultimate thing in hotel these days, which you will learn in third year, that is revenue management. Now, when you will be learning about revenue management, a new career path will open for you. Okay, there are different sub-department of front office, and revenue management is something different where you know handle your raw material so that you earn more revenue. Now there are different strategies is planned by revenue department, and it is a big thing in the industry. So you will learn this also in third year. Okay, so this is part. Now what will you do in practical classes? We have a software which is Fidelio, which is also known as Property Management System. Now we have Fidelio and we have Opera as well. You will learn both the software. Now again in first year you will learn the basic. Again in second year you will learn, because it has to go with the theory. You will learn how to handle the accounting. And in third year you will practice. Now that is not the end. Front office, you need to deal with guests. Okay, you need to understand their mood. You need to understand how much spending capacity they have in 2 minutes time. So now only sitting and learning Fidelio and Opera will not help. So other than Fidelio and Opera, you will be learning different activity, like for example reservation with the help of role play. Okay, maybe I will be your guest, and you will have to take my reservation. Maybe your batchmate will be your guest, and you will have to take reservation. Or maybe some other person sitting in some other place, you will have to take their telephonic reservation. So there are different role play. Now what will help? How this role play will help? This role play will help you come out of your shell. It will help you how to communicate with the guest. It will help you how to understand the body language of the guest to sell your product properly. Okay, so there are different role play which happens in first year and second year. Okay, and of course in third year we do a lot of activity which we call case study. We give you a case study of the hotel and then you will have to handle. Okay, now there is no right and wrong answer. Now, how you are handling does matter. What you have learned in first year and second year, how clear you are about front office theory, and how good you can implement those theory into practical. Okay. Now, the major question. Now, what? We are in third year now. What is the career option in front desk? What is the career option? Of course. Career option in front desk is FOA, front office assistant, but that's not the end. That's not the end. You can be part of retail industry. Many of my students are part of retail industry. You can be part of sales and marketing. You can be part of, after 1 or 2 years of experience, you can be part of revenue management department. Okay? So there is a saying in front office, to earn cash, you have to have cash, K-A-S-H. Knowledge, K. Attitude, A. S. Skills, H. Habit. Thank you so much.
The next department that we are going to see is one of the most popular departments at Goa, particularly. I've seen that. This is the food production department or the culinary arts. And to show us what is there in the culinary arts, to show us how the culinary field works, we have with us Chef Pratiksha. Can I see Chef Pratiksha? Yes, I can see Chef Pratiksha. Hi, Chef. How are you? Over to you.
Yes, thank you, sir. Hello, everyone. Here we are in Iihm Goa. You can see outside the campus there is a nice greenery over here. Okay, with our kitchen adjacent to that greenery. Here I will show you the kitchen. Slowly I will move inside. Here you can see all the setup which is done for the practical or the events which we do actually for the students, which help them to work as a chef in the future in industry, in the 5-star hotels and different restaurants. Here I show you my table setup which is there. First I show you the table setup which we have done for the practicals. This is the table setup where we have kept all the equipments ready, which we are going to show the students for their first practical. We call it as the identification of the ingredients and equipments. Whenever they go actually in the industry, so they should be knowing all the equipments which we use actually in the commercial kitchen. Here you can see our kitchen is equipped with all modern equipments which are used in 5-star hotels, which are used in actually big restaurants. You can see different types of chopping boards over here, different color codes which we follow actually to cut, chop vegetables, meat products, fish products as well. Here there are electrical equipments also which are used in the kitchen in the 5-star hotels. Other small equipments also here they are kept for students for better understanding how these equipments are used while working actually in the kitchen. Whenever they go for training, while their 3-year courses, they actually use these equipments in the hotel as well. So whenever they go in the kitchen, these equipments will not be new for them. Here there are all stainless steel tables in our kitchen. These are the tables actually used in the commercial hotels with all modern equipments and setup. Here there is one table for each table. We are keeping for students to use it, to bake the products, to make continental dishes and present them well. You can see our kitchen. Uh, there are many tables, 14 tables, where actually 30 students they can work together. This is the kitchen which we actually use for our events. I will speak about few of the events which we are doing for the students. There are breakfast events, there are realia events, where students actually get to work like a commercial kitchen. A breakfast event where students they cook full breakfast, lavish buffet which we see in the five-star hotels. Then realia events, students actually they get a few amount or money from the college where they utilize to make the dishes and actually they sell those dishes commercially. And the profit which they are making, they distribute among themselves, and the money taken from the college, they return it back to the college. This is for students to learn the entrepreneurship. Okay, next I will speak about few of the competitions which we conduct here in IIHL. The best competition which is there is YCU. YCU is a competition where actually from the 60 countries participants, they participate for the competition, and here actually they come along with the Michelin star chefs, many celebrity chefs which they judge them, and from the all over the countries, students they come here and cook together, they compete together actually. Like YCO, we have YCI, that is Young Chef India, Young Chef Junior, many competitions are there. Here we do few events for students where actually celebrities or managers or directors from the hotels, we call them for lunch or dinner, and here the students they actually cook for them and they serve them to get better knowledge. Now, after learning all these things, we people think about opportunities of the chef, being a chef in future. The opportunities means, first of all, you can become a chef, you can work in five-star hotels. Okay, it is everyone's dream, those who are doing hotel management, to become a chef in future. Yes, but you will have to upgrade your knowledge very much to become a chef in future. You will have to be excellent in the preparation, in the ingredients, amounts. So here we are there to teach you actually how to present the dishes, how to cook food, what amount ingredients to be used while cooking. Opportunities we are speaking about, yes, after completing 3 years degree course, a student can become a chef in different five-star hotels. He can become an entrepreneur to open his own outlet, own restaurant. He can become a Michelin star chef, which is actually a very renowned position, where for a single dish we can earn thousands of rupees just to make dish very presentable and flavorful. Okay, so there are many opportunities. They can work on cruise liners, they can open his own restaurant chain, and they can work in the five-star hotels as well. Yes, they can open a bakery also, bakery and confectionery, a lot of scope after doing hotel management. Okay, here in the college, actually we teach them, in this kitchen, we actually teach them cooking. We have another college, we have another kitchen where the students actually learn bakery things, where we have all the bakery setup. We have ovens over there, so bakery faculty comes and he teach them actually bakery and confectionery, different types of bread, different types of cakes. Okay, so students here they get all the knowledge. Whenever they are entering the industry, they have all the knowledge about food, all the knowledge about the dishes, all the knowledge about the ingredients which actually they are going to use in future in the hospitality industry or in the five-star hotel. Yes, thank you very much, sir. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, Chef Pratisha. That was really enlightening. And like I said, boys and girls, the culinary arts is one of the departments which is the most popular right now, because becoming a chef is it's not just about how scientifically correct you are, but it's also a very creative art, and that makes a chef a very popular person. So being a chef, if you want to become a chef, look out for the right places to be, look out for the right places to learn how you can become a better chef. The next department that you're going to look at, well, we prepared the food, we have done the culinary arts. The next department is the department which sells this food. And it's not just about selling the food, it is also about taking care of the beverage requirement, the beverages, the different varieties of beverages, and the management of events. This department is taken care of by, this is called the food and beverage department. And in our campus, it is taken care of by Ms. Alisha Lawrence and Mr. Dhiren Kurtarkar. Can we please have Ms. Alisha Lawrence and Mr. Dhiren Kurtarkar on the screen, please? And we are going live with Ms. Alisha Lawrence and Dhiren Kurtarkar. Yeah, I can see both of them. I can see both of them. They're standing at the restaurant. So, yeah, over to you guys.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Alisha, and this is my colleague Dhiren, and together we take care of the food and beverage service department here at Iihm Goa. So, Dhiren, my colleague, would like to show you around of what the facilities we have here in our campus. And after that, I would like to brief you about what are the professional opportunities you would get if you choose to make a career in food and beverage service. So, over to you, Dhiren.
Right behind me, as you can see, we have a very attractive dispense bar. So all of the food and beverage practicals, especially the beverage practicals, take into consideration cocktails, mocktails, preparation of cocktails, mocktails, tasting of spirits. Again, all of these things happen right here at the bar. As you can see, the back bar or the display bar, we have n number of bottles of different brands. There is whiskey, vodkas, wine, you can name it, and all is present here. So this is exactly a dispense bar that you would see in a proper functional restaurant that we have here with different types of equipments of industry standards. You can see the same glassware, different type of glassware that are present as well, right, at this bar that we have in our lab. We can also see the equipments around. Everything are according to industry standards. You can also see the different types of table setups here. And if you see overall, the food and beverage lab that we have at Iihm Goa looks like exactly like a fine dining restaurant. The dimmed lights, the huge lab. So this lab can easily accommodate about 30 students at one given time with social distancing. It's totally air conditioned, so there's no worry about the lab being hot, even if there are 30 students at one given time. So this is our food and beverage lab. Now, I would quickly like to brief you all about the type of practicals that we conduct here at Iihm Goa. So starting with the very basic practicals, till setting of the tables, service of water, service of wine. So all of these practicals are undertaken here. Apart from this, we have a lot of special events like cocktail, mocktail sessions. We have breakfast events. We have themed lunch, dinner, wine tasting sessions. So apart from the normal practicals, we have n number of events that take place here, right at the food and beverage lab in Goa campus. So right after this, I'm going to let Ms. Alisha go ahead to brief you all about the career opportunities in the food and beverage department.
Thank you, Dhiren. That was a very good introduction to the facilities that we have here at Iihm Goa. So as you can see, the entire lab is a plethora of visual aids that we have. And these visual aids come handy when our students are here for learning, to enhance their learning. So with that being said, I would like to tell all of you that if you choose to make food and beverage service as your career, the first and foremost thing that you would require is the passion for food and beverage. You need to love food and you need to love beverages. You need to be inquisitive to learn more about various cuisines of the world. You need to be passionate to learn about the plethora of beverages and the spirits and the wines that are available all around the world. And another thing that is important, which pretty much is very essential trait of a hospitality personnel, is that you need to be a people's person. You need to like interacting with people. You should, like to meet new people. And if you have the combination of these two, you will definitely make a good career in food and beverage service. So like my colleagues have already mentioned that the careers that are available to a person specializing in food and beverage service range from cruise lines to the airlines, at the hotels, the restaurants, And in fact, a lot of food production companies and the R&D units of such companies also look for people who have a panache for food and beverage service. So the opportunities are galore. It just requires, like I said, a passion for food and beverage service and an enthusiasm to meet people, to meet new people, and develop new relations with the people you meet. And if you have these two traits in you, then nobody can stop you from succeeding in food and beverage service. With that, I would like to end and wish you all the very best. And I hope to see some of you joining our campus. Over to you, sir.
Thank you so much, Alicia. Thank you so much, Dhiren. One, thank you. That's a beautiful lab. And if I may say so myself, I love that lab. And as we proceed on, food and beverage department, as Alicia pointed out, and as Dhiren and Alicia were talking, is the department that deals with restaurant management, which is a huge upcoming entrepreneurship field. We'll come to that aspect of it slowly. We'll take you to a cell. We have a cell for entrepreneurship also. We'll discuss that separately. The next segment, the next department, which you need to understand about when you talk about hospitality, is the housekeeping or the accommodation operations department. This is the department that deals, remember what I said, with cleanliness, with hygiene, and with beautification of whatever you see around you. So here in our campus, this department is taken care of by Miss Pearl. And let's see where Miss Pearl is. Over to you, Pearl.
Yes, I'm standing in one of the live rooms now. As we told you that we have a resort here, and we operate from the resort. We have the institute in the resort itself. So it's a beautiful place. I'm in one of the rooms now, which happens to be a suite room, and this is the view outside. Yes. And I'll go in the other. This is the parlor room now. This is the sitting area of the room. And I'm here in the bedroom now. Look at it, how inviting it looks. Beautiful. Beautiful, right? And now I will proceed to the balcony to speak to you, maybe in a more better way. Yes. So my name is Pearl Rodriguez, and I head the accommodation operations department. And it's a very lovely department. Everything that you see in the hotel, the beauty that you can see in the hotel, the interior decoration, the colors, the vibrant colors, the white sheets, the uniforms, the beautiful people who are just walking around, you know, everything is by the housekeeping department. Everything by the housekeeping department, sorry. Years ago, people used to say that housekeeping is the back of the house, but now it has changed to housekeeping is the backbone of the house. The hotel cannot operate without the housekeeping department. Yes, I would like to tell you quickly the career opportunities in this particular department. If you specialize in housekeeping, I always tell my students that, you know, do not look at the low-level staff about the work they do and be disappointed about the particular department. You are not here to do that. You are here for greater things, to become a manager one fine day, to manage a place, or maybe become an entrepreneur in this particular department. Now, you can go into floristry. That is about being a florist, or, you know, even if you're working somewhere, you could open a florist shop where you could keep your siblings on, or maybe your parents or anybody else who can manage that particular area for you. You can become, you can open your own laundry. Yes, you can open your own cleaning services. You can get jobs into cruise lines or any facility management, like, you know, if there's a shopping mall or into retail, there are a lot of ample opportunities for people in this particular department. And as not a lot of people are getting into this department, it's very easy to rise in this particular department as well. Hope to see you. Thank you.
If you see something that you like, if you like a hotel, a big hotel, and you find that the floor is shining, there's a beautiful centerpiece of flowers, the beautiful chandeliers handling, there is a team of people who are responsible for keeping it that way. And that department is the accommodation operations department. Thank you, Pearl, for that fantastic room view. Now we proceed on to the next section, which is what I was talking about when I was telling you about restaurants. I told you entrepreneurship. Now, there's one thing which the pandemic has taught us big time, and something that we followed much before the pandemic hit. That was the idea of giving our students a business sense. Our students need to understand how to set up a business plan, how to go about getting investment for a business, and finally, how to set up a business and how to operate that business. And to teach that subject in our campus, we have with us Miss Persini Briganza. Persini, over to you.
Welcome to the Iihm Goa campus. I'm Persini Briganza, and I'm the faculty for Marketing and Communication Skills. Entrepreneurship specialization is a new addition to the hospitality curriculum. The main idea behind this specialization is to prepare our students to be self-independent and create and provide employment to others. So the students ideas, and later how to screen these ideas and find the right idea for themselves. They will also learn how to conduct market research. In this process, they will learn the changing taste and preferences of the existing customers and also the new customers. They will learn how to conduct surveys and how to gather the right information in order to set their business. So they understand and gain knowledge about what is been required for them to do in order to solve the problem of the new customers. The students here will also learn the various marketing strategies. It can be in the form of advertisements. They can also use social media in order to create awareness and promote their product. The students will not only learn about all this entrepreneurship concepts, but they will also learn the business related legalities. So how they are going to learn so much? Besides learning the entrepreneurship concepts, they will also gain knowledge as we at IIHM invite entrepreneurs from the hospitality industry, especially the most popular one, so that they can share their entrepreneurial journey, how they started, how they had to face certain risks, how they had to overcome challenges and failures and move on to become the most successful entrepreneurs. In this way, they are also going to give them guidance and motivation and help them to build their confidence. Having said this, we at IIHM also have introduced platforms such as Sahas in order to encourage our students to come up with their own innovative ideas. Whatever skills they have gained during their curriculum in this institute, they can come up with an idea as an innovative or creative idea. And for this, they have to prepare a business plan and present the same in front of the management and the group of experts. The group of experts and the management later will ask them certain questions to analyze the feasibility of the project. Once they are done with this, they will have a further discussion on the same in order to select the right project. So students, yes, you also have to put on efforts in order to come up with the right idea, especially an idea which will solve the problem of existing customers. Remember, any solution to any problem is the right one. Therefore, you have to prepare the best business plan, come up with the right statistics, and place it in front of the group of experts wherein they will analyze further and select the best project and will provide assistance right from the beginning of the project to the launch of your business. Here at IIHM, we also provide monetary assistance to give a kick start to your business project. So to conclude, I would like to say that if you have the leadership qualities, to lead others, the ability to overcome different challenges and obstacles, the ability to self-motivate yourself, and the confidence, then yes, entrepreneurship is the right specialization for you.
More jealous of the fact that you're teaching entrepreneurship. I'm jealous of the fact that you're standing at such a beautiful location. Anyways, thank you so much, Varsini. And very rightly pointed out, entrepreneurship is one of the areas which can actually help people today, right now. And we have a cell called Sahas, in which we help our students set up this business plan, get investment into place, and finally go ahead and start their own business. I told you in the beginning that I am proud of my campus because it is one of the most beautiful campuses of hospitality management colleges in the country. Well, I was not lying, and I was definitely not boasting, because that is the fact of life. And right now, We have Miss Alita D'Souza standing somewhere atop my campus, and she's there ready to show you what my campus actually looks like. An overview of IIHM Goa. Over to you, Alita.
Namaste everyone, myself Alita D'Souza. I am the program leader at IIHM Goa. Now when I say Goa, I feel really proud that I work in this beautiful atmosphere of Goa where I get to see hospitality in each and every person residing here. Now to speak about Goa, it's a very beautiful place. It's a tourism capital of the country wherein people plan for years to come, and maybe they make it once or twice in their lifetime, and they enjoy just maybe 3 or 4 days and they go back. But imagine me staying in Goa forever and enjoying this beautiful weather and this beautiful greenery all my life. I'm going to take you to some parts of a campus wherein you will fall in love with it, and maybe you'll make a decision to come and study here and pursue your hospitality and take it to a higher level. Now to speak about Goa, if you plan to do hospitality, I'm sure that you should try out IIHM Goa, because the curriculum that we teach here is extraordinary. It's distinguished. It is not like a complete theory syllabus or something like that. We have a blend of theory, practicals, events, wherein we make holistic development of our students. Now, when you take admission in IIHM Goa, in the first year, we try and give you the entire basics of hospitality industry. Basically, everything that should make your base of hospitality really strong. In the second year, basically, we will try and teach you a lot about wines, a lot about Indian cuisine, a lot about quantity cooking, and a lot more. If you go to see accommodation operations, there's something called as managerial role. Then front office, again, what are the duties and responsibilities of middle management. We try and teach you everything in these 3 years of your course. So basic, and not to forget the industrial training. Now in the second year, we send our students to industrial training either in India or abroad if the student wishes to go, so that the student gets a complete development and gets to see the industry firsthand. Now when you go for industrial training, you work in all the 4 departments, which also helps you to choose your specialization or to see where exactly you need to stand or what departments you should improve on. In the third year, basically, we have collaboration with West London University, wherein you can go to West London and study your third year, or you can learn it at this beautiful IIHM Goa campus. Now this is about the curriculum of IIHM Goa. Now if I have to show you a little bit of IIHM Goa, I would just like to take you to this beautiful resort that we are located in. Now the structures that you see on the camera right now are beautiful villas of Indismart Woodburn Resort, which is the hotel where we are situated. It's a nice village style setup, and as you see, the weather is also very pleasant and the atmosphere is very inviting. This entire IIHM Goa campus is based in lush greenery. It's surrounded by lush greenery all over, so not a single day you get bored of this entire climate. Now the structure that you see on your camera is the F&B service, the training restaurant and the commercial restaurant that belongs to the hotel. Now our students get to work firsthand in this restaurant, and this is the place wherein they can polish their skills of F&B service and get to learn a little more about, and they get to use this. They also have something called as Realia, wherein they get to run this restaurant for some days, so that basically adds on to your knowledge. Also, we will have a lot of events wherein you will be working in this particular restaurants, where you will be serving real guests, and you get to see that hospitality, you'll get to learn from real experience. Now again, this is a huge swimming pool that we have. where our guests also use it and our students also get to use it, but after the work hours. And I proudly say that we have this nice swimming pool. Again, if you see, this is the lush greenery wherein the entire IIHM Goa campus is based, and we never get bored of this entire nature. And basically if you come to study here, it's a very, very peaceful place, very beautiful. You have everything at hand. You don't get this greenery otherwise. You do not get this in metropolitan cities or maybe some other places. Now, if I speak about Goa a bit more, every individual of this nice and cozy state is very hospitable because we are the tourism capital of the country. Now, if you go outside, you will see real hospitality in people. People are very accommodating, they are very nice, they speak to you very pleasantly even if you're unknown, and that is what you study in hospitality. So imagine you getting that entire atmosphere around you. That gives you an upper edge when you study hospitality. When we have spoken a lot about the curriculum, we have spoken about Goa. Now let's speak about some events that we host. Now we host a major event, which is the Food Fest, which we host every year. Unfortunately, we couldn't do it this year, but we have who's who of the industry coming here and dining. We have a lot of fine dining events for our students, wherein we invite the executive chefs, we invite the general managers, the vice presidents to come and dine with us, so that hospitality from distinguished people. Now also we have lots of other events wherein we do a lot of CSR activities, wherein food soldier activities, wherein we go and give some food for orphanages or old age homes or needy people. So basically this entire course that you will be studying at IIHM Goa helps to develop you holistically. And we look at after you pass out of these 3 years, you feel proud of yourself that you have completed hospitality. From as a staff at IIHM Goa, I really feel proud to be associated students who come and study at IIHM Goa, or basically the entire IIHM chain, who takes care of their students so well and try to give them maximum benefit, try to give them a lot of knowledge which is currently there in the industry. So basically through a lot of guest speakers, through a lot of events that we do. So we wish to see a lot of students coming and joining this beautiful campus with us, and all the best, and hope to see you all soon.
So boys and girls, I'm sure by now you've realized that I was not for the sake of saying. IIHM Goa happens to be one of the most beautiful campuses. And now the very important aspect, why are we situated in Goa? Remember, Goa is the international tourist capital. Our students get to interact with international tourists whenever they have any kind of outdoor catering trainings, any casual training, industrial training. They interact with international clientele, they interact with international guests, and that's what gives them a better exposure, a much better exposure. And as a result, I have students who are currently placed in a lot of different countries: the Middle East, European Union, United Kingdom, the Northern Americas, and some are there in Australia and New Zealand as well. That's what it takes to make a good hospitality management institute. Remember the 3 things I spoke about: having fantastic real-time and real-life exposure in the field of hospitality, ensuring that there's good amount of research and there is ample amount of growth of the industry that the institute takes care of, and finally the kind of placements that the institute is able to give for the students. That's what you choose to take to make the right choice for getting the right institute selected for your campus, for ensuring that you develop or have a progressive career in the field of hospitality. We have given you a lot of choices what hospitality people can do after completing a graduation at IIHM. Hope you make the right call. Looking forward to see you very, very soon. just to talk about the idea of hospitality, you're most welcome to drop down to our campus and talk about hospitality. Signing off from my Iihm Goa studios, this is Sameer Mehta. Looking forward to see you all. Stay safe. Namaste.
IIHM, popularly known as the International Institute of Hotel Management, is one of the largest private hospitality institutes that imparts world-class education and can firmly pride itself for being one of the foremost academic institutions of the country that offer globally recognized international degrees in hotel management. The hugely popular events that they host, IIHM International Young Chef Olympiad.
As the last dish is plated, they can only wait till the evening for the verdict to be pronounced.
Malaysia!
IIHM as an institute has always been able to define its core objectives clearly over the years. It is an institution that has always worked towards causes that give back to the society. IIHM proudly and aptly calls them food soldiers, a dynamic group of students working tirelessly to ensure a hunger-free world.
Hotel management. Hotel plus management. At IIHM, the education is like doing a BBA plus hospitality. Because at IIHM, we train our students to become global business hospitality managers. In one hand, they are full of knowledge in hospitality, charismatic, and they have got the study skills of very hardcore management subjects like finance, strategic HR, global marketing, and a whole range of the management inputs.
IIHM.
For a great hospitality career, call 98310 50,000.